Quibo 99.1 FM.
Furby's 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Diana, join me on the Lall Show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:20 p.m. and a rebroadcast at 11 a.m. The Lall Show only on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM.
All right, 19 hours 20 in Guyana, right across the Eastern Caribbean. June 12, 2023, about an hour and 20 minutes ago to be exact. The polls were closed for local government elections. And, we hope that you went out and we hope that you stained your finger. And before I hand things over to Mr. Lall, I would like to welcome Mr. Harris, who's here with us this evening. And Mr. Lall, I would like you to show the persons joining on the live your right index finger. Just to be clear, if you went and stained your finger.
My right?
Your right index finger.
Is it one right? This one?
Or you can show both if you wish.
Is this one? I wanted to take a blue marker and mark the finger to show that I went and vote. Joshua, you know where my stance is on voting?
Sir. I just wanted to pull your legs.
I could never, ever, ever, as long as I breathe, give the PPP or the PNC my vote. They will never, ever, ever get my vote. Not for what they're doing to this country and what they have done to it. Any other question, Josh?
No, I think that's it. And namaste to you, and the floor is now yours.
You went and vote?
No, sir.
How come?
I told you last week I don't have that finger.
You don't have the finger to show them or to give them? Which one?
Both.
One of my staff tell me, boss, I really can't give them the finger. I can't even show them the finger. I love the girl. All right, namaste. Adam, you're back in tongue. I hear you, Adam.
Yeah, I'm here. Enjoying everything that life has to offer.
Adam E. Harris. Egbert Harris, right? Or Elijah Harris?
Call it Elias.
Elias Harris. All right, I hear you. Namaste, Uncle and Auntie. It's a beautiful Monday. It was voting today. I don't know how much of you went out and stained that finger for them, or how much of you give them that finger I've been asking you people to give. Tomorrow or a little later tonight, we will know what went on. But I'm told they had a very low turnout across the country on voting. And I think, Joshua, I think people are beginning to wake up. Yes. What do you think, Adam? I think they're waking up. People are waking up in this land, Adam. They're not going to take this thing anymore. This program tonight, Adam, you're going to love it. I invite you to come here just to listen to this program. I have a reason for that. Like I said, Adam, namaste, Adam.
Namaste.
I hear you, brother. Right, Uncle? The whole world is changing, and changing faster than anyone can imagine. We will have a new world order very soon. A new world order very soon. Wait, watch, and see. While the rich superpowers are fighting for dominance at the top, the poor countries, or I should say the rich countries that are very poor, are waking up. Asia and the Arabian countries has awoken already. And now I see the African continent is beginning to open up their eyes and their mouths. Only Guyana is asleep or in a coma. But trust me, Uncle and Auntie, trust me on this one. Lall and his Kaieteur team will continue to throw cold water on our beds to get here to wake up. The PPP and the PNC for the last 50 years has blindfolded you. And you have, yes, you have the straight jacket that I am sleeping with. So that them could have been doing and still doing what they feel, what they want, when they want and how they want in this country with our resources. Too much secret and underhand deals has been going on with them and these foreign exploiters. I believe only cold water and your beds will get you to wake up and open your eyes. Tonight, you would hear with your own ears how the Africans are waking up to the wholesale thievery of their resources. Glenn have been speaking 29 years now through the pages of the Kaieteur News, but you guys have not been paying, or I should say, you guys have been paying a deaf ears. So let's go. A few months ago, I visited Kenya, Ghana, Zimbabwe, and South Africa. Those places, Adam, the people are amazing, the best. And I have also traveled a bit across this world to many of the first world countries and saw firsthand what they have become with the resources from places like Guyana, Africa, and other third world countries. A gentleman named William Ruto, the just elected president of Kenya, said 2 weeks ago, if Kenyans are not dining at the table, then they will end up in the menu. Yes, to be chewed up and spit out by the foreigners. That man is wrong, Adam. Look what's happening here, Uncle. Look what's happening here in Guyana. The PPP and the PNC for more than 50 years have been allowing the foreigners to eat lavishly our food on our dining table, leaving the crumbs for us to pick up and make do with. Tell me, when will this come to an end? When will you and me be sitting at the table to eat our own food from our own country as the owners and not be treated as cooks, waiters and waitresses by these foreigners? What happened, brother? What happened, sister? We don't have mouths. We don't have a family. We don't have a future, or we don't know to eat. We don't know to live with this vast wealth we have. Every contract issued to these foreigners is eating up our resources. Resources that cannot grow back or plant back. And all jackman in this country is silent. Every day we hear about foreigners flying in from different parts of this world, sitting at well-decorated tables with these misfits. Yes, these misfits we have for leaders, working out deals to benefit foreign countries. And of course, the misfits' pockets. When will this come to an end? When will you people stand up and speak out about all these secret deals being made with your resources, Uncle? Your wealth, Auntie? Or y'all gonna settle for grants, once a year bonus and handouts? You tell me. I want to go to this thing again in your ears. Not a blind scent of taxes from Exxon. No ring fencing. No capping of interest rates on those investments. No full protection from an oil spill. And most importantly, the 50-50 partnership we have with Exxon. The misfits them. Not properly monitoring, checking or verifying the expenses with those inflated bills. Knowing very well, uncle, they're dealing with international gangsters of the highest order. With all that, do you really think you and I have a chance sitting on the dining table and be treated as partners with our resources? A real 50-50 partner? Huh? Tell me, uncle. Tell me something, Adam. Yeah, like the salary are you getting? You like sending your children to school with empty lunch kits? Or you like when you have to beg neighbors for little salt and onions to make little salt and rice to feed a picnic? I'm just asking. Better get your acts together and start standing up and speaking out to sit at your own dining table with your own food, or you will continue to be the main course for them to chew, eat and spit out, all of you. They've been doing it. They've been doing it a long time now, and it's getting worse now. Like the Kenyan president, South Africa has a young, rising political star. This man named Julius Malema. I have him for the next president of South Africa. That's how much I love him. Whenever I hear this man speak, uncle, the blood in my body boils. I want you to listen to him. Listen to him.
We are not fighting against whites. We are fighting to sit on the dinner table. White people, you will no longer eat alone. We are coming to sit on the dinner table, and if you are refusing us on a dinner table, we are going to destroy that dinner table. No one is going to eat until all of us in South Africa eat from the same dinner table. That's what we are fighting for. Why are you closing us out? Are you happy? For 25 years, you are eating alone. We are watching you through a small window. It's enough. Sangena for sure at the dinner table. We are going straight to the dinner table. No one is going to exclude us here. Hey, if you want to be excluded because you want to appear nice before white people, go on. Right now we are talking the truth here. We are not fighting whites. We have never called for their killing. Hey, the only thing we have called is, let's sit together on a dinner table. You are no longer going to sit alone. It is not sustainable. It is dangerous to continue sitting alone. Why? The table may be destroyed.
Wow. Wow. That's what we are fighting for. Why are you closing us out? Are you happy? For 25 years, you're eating alone. We are watching you through a small window. It's enough. We are going straight to the dinner table. No one is going to exclude us here. Hey, if you want to be excluded because you want to appear nice for the white people, go on. We know we are talking the truth here. We are not fighting white. We have never called for their killings. Hey, the only thing we have called for is let's sit together on a dining table. You're no longer going to sit alone. It is not sustainable. It is dangerous to continue to sit alone. Why? The table may be destroyed. His words. You hear how leaders should and must speak? Yes. I don't know what's going on with the blood in your body, uncle and auntie, but mine is boiling here. Knowing what these foreigners doing to us here in Guyana ever since. And there seems to be no stopping of the madness going on. Like I said earlier, no taxes, no ring fencing, no protection, no checking the inflated bills, not capping the interest rates, clean up money, sitting in Exxon pockets that belong to us. And what is more sickening is that these morons, these sellouts, handing out more and more projects with the same terms and conditions, where we can't even buy the pot cover to cover the rice pot. No. No, uncle. No, auntie. This is putting all of us in the graveyard. If we don't stop Jagdeo and the opposition, we will end up in the graveyard. Please wake up, and wake up fast, uncle, because all our rich minerals, our timber, and now our oil can vanish before you go to bed tonight and wake up in the morning. Yes. With today's technology and the speed in which Jagdeo approving these projects and the silence of the opposition, all the oil will done overnight. And you will be left worse off than the Africans. Yesterday, I saw breaking news on oilprice.com. The headline reads, Exxon new fracking technology can double oil output. You didn't hear what I said there. Exxon new fracking technology can double oil output. So what are they bringing up now, uncle? It can double overnight with this new fracking technology. Fracking, Adam, is like cracking the rock next door to the rock you're extracting oil from. So when the oil finish from the first rock, the oil from the second rock will flow over into the first rock. You hear me? So you don't have to drill back from till up top down into the other rock. It's called fracking. It's like cracking your neighbor black tank. What join up to your black tank? So as fast as you empty your tank water, the neighbor water flowing over to your tank for he to fetch away. No wonder Exxon chief financial officer said a few weeks ago, we are deploying the best technology and experts for unprecedented results, maximizing value from all fronts in Guyana. Guyana has become Exxon treasure trove. They find money more than sand in Guyana. Josh, play back that upcoming president of South Africa for me, please. Play him back.
We are not fighting against whites. We are fighting to sit on the dinner table. White people, you will no longer eat alone. We are coming to sit on the dinner table, and if you are refusing us on a dinner table, we are going to destroy that dinner table. No one is going to eat until all of us in South Africa eat from the same dinner table. That's what we are fighting for. Why are you closing us out? Are you happy? For 25 years you are eating alone. We are watching you through a small window. It's enough. Sangena for sure at the dinner table. We are going straight to the dinner table. No one is going to exclude us here. Hey, if you want to be excluded because you want to appear nice before white people, go on. Right now we are talking the truth here. We are not fighting whites. We have never called for their killing. Hey, the only thing we have called is, let's sit together on a dinner table. You are no longer going to sit alone. It is not sustainable. It is dangerous to continue sitting alone. Why? The table may be destroyed.
That's a real leader. You heard his voice, his passion and the fight in him against what the white people doing to South Africa and its people. Have you ever heard any one of these misfits we have for leaders speak like that before? About what is going on with our resources here, uncle? No. At least Glenn Lall has never heard any one of my leaders speak like that. Every day, Jack Dale talking about what is good for the foreign investors to keep them happy. Norton, on the other hand, don't want to use that word renegotiation at all. And then Kemraj Ramjatan saying, if I want more than 2% for my own political party. 30 plus years, uncle, these misfits for leaders allow the foreigners to eat our food alone on our dining table, leaving the crumbs that fall off the table for us. Yes, man. When will you join Malema and say, enough is enough in this country? I told you earlier, 29 years, Kaieteur News been trying to bring awareness of what's going on with our resources. 2.5 years now, I myself have been talking on this program every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, highlighting the wholesale thievery of our resources. And everybody keep quiet. This country is sinking. Every minute that goes by when the day comes. What happened, brother? What's going on? I want all of you to listen again to another part of a speech made the other day by this political firebrand. That same man of South Africa. In listening to it, you will realize how calm he is, trying to hold back the emotions of hurt and pain which he feels upon witnessing what is going on in that country called South Africa. Please play him, man.
We have a situation in South Africa where a white-owned capitalism or economic system has been exploiting our people, and our people have not been benefiting from the mineral resources in our country. We have a company called the London Mine, which is mining in a place called Marikana. In that mine, the mine has got everything, all the basic needs: water, electricity, roads. And just next to a mine is a township or a village where black people stay without water and electricity, without roads, without proper schools. Yet London Mine is taking their platinum and reinforcing and making London and Britain to be what it is. We cannot claim to be Africans, yet we have nothing to show as a proof that indeed we are Africans. For because we do not even have title deeds to prove that we are the owners of the land, we have nothing to show. When you go into mines, it's multinational companies. When you go into banks, it's multinational companies. When you go into monopoly industries, it's multinational companies. We cannot even own and protect our own agricultural sector with our fertile land in Africa, because Europe and the entire developed countries use Africa and South Africa as a dumping site. Every lower grade food get to be dumped in our countries, undermining our own agriculture. When we say those things, we are called communists, we are called anarchists, we are called radicals, because we must continue to bow before a white supremacist. We're refusing that.
Taking their platinum, he left out so much of rich minerals they have throughout South Africa and Africa in general. But uncle, let me repeat that man's words. I want to repeat it. I don't know if you guys hear him clearly and understand his dialect or his language. He said, we have a situation in South Africa where a white-owned capitalism or economic system has been exploiting our people. And our people have not been benefiting from the mineral resources of their country. We have a company called London Mine, which is mining in a place called Marikana. In that mine, the mine has got everything, all the basic needs, water, electricity, roads, and just next to that mine is a township or a village where black people stay without water and electricity, without roads, without proper schools. Yet London mine is taking their platinum and reinforcing and making London and Britain to what it is. We cannot claim to be Africans, yet we have nothing to show as proof that indeed we are Africans, because we do not have transport, which is the title deeds, uncle, to prove that we are the owners of the land. We have nothing to show. When you go to the mines, it's multinational companies. When you go into the banks, it's multinational companies. When you go into monopoly industries, it's multinational companies. We can't even own and protect our agricultural sector with our fertile land in Africa, because Europe and the entire developed countries use Africa and South Africa as a dumping ground. Every lower grade food gets to be dumped in our countries, undermining our own agriculture. When we say those things, we are called communists. We are called anarchists. We are called radicals, because we must continue to bow before the white supremacy. We are refusing that. What is different? What is different in Guyana? Last week, just last week, my reporter went into Matthews Ridge. Excuse me.
Steady.
My reporter went into Matthews Ridge, where the residents complaining bitterly. No, I know. I know. I know. Adam,
Yes, sir.
the people complaining bitterly of how the Chinese, the multinationals, digging out our rich manganese and gold and treating Guyanese like if they're second-class citizens in their own land, with their own wealth, uncle. Those Chinese breaking up the road, the walkways, the bridges that these people have to use daily, getting not even a pot cover out of it. And when they complain, the Chinese telling them that is not their responsibility. It's our responsibility. Yes. Me and you tax dollars must fix that, what the Chinese broken up. Are you real in this country? When enough is enough in this land, man. Foreigners fetching out our wealth, breaking up our country, at the same time inconveniencing our brothers and sisters with their daily lives, and me and you, money, gotta fix it back. I need help here. I need help to understand what is happening in this land. Don't you think that the Chinese dining table, where them alone eating, spitting the bones of the owners of this wealth, should have been broken up a long time now? I am asking. I am just asking. Uncle, when this issue was raised with Barra Jagdeo by my reporter last week at his press conference, he said the Chinese company has to fulfill the arrangement that was issued to the Canadian company who the license was granted to. And that's it. And that's it.
Who will enforce it?
You hear that? We government, these misfits for leaders, issued a manganese license with duty-free this and duty-free that to a Canadian company. The Canadian company turn around and sell the same license with all the benefits to the Chinese and walk away with millions of US from our land with our wealth inside. What we get? A pot cover? We now have a set of Chinese fracking up our rich land, leaving our brothers and sisters without any form of compensation or remedial work done. Should these people still be there? Should that company still be allowed to operate there? I'm just asking again. We carried another story a few days later in which the same Chinese company get a GGMC officer. Get a GGMC officer to fly in there to remove a woman, our Guyanese sister, trying to hustle a living off of a piece of land next door to the Chinese. The Chinese claiming it's their land. And even though the woman showed the GGMC officer, she has legal document from the owner of the land to make a hustle. This woman was forced off, told to vacate, remove. The Chinese get manganese license and removing a resident from a piece of land that got gold. You really believe it's manganese alone? They went in there, or they're in there digging out? No, uncle. Everything in their way they're going with. Thank you. those residents looking through the window, how the Chinese eating at their dining table with their food, using our own black, brown, and purple people to remove them from earning a cassava bread daily. Anything different in the bauxite sector? With the Russians, the Chinese? Go and see how our black, brown, and purple brothers are being treated by them. One bauxite company sitting down here in Guyana for over 15 years and never pay a cent. Never pay a cent to Guyana. Come on. Come on. Them said of losing money. Year go, year come. Go to Omai and see how our brothers and sisters are being treated. Go to Zinjin, Farm Aurora Gold Mine, a Canadian company, and see what's happening there. Our brothers and sisters peeping through the hole in the plastic tent, watching how these foreigners whining and dining on the table with our resources. Some other foreign gold companies sitting down quiet all over we interior, eating up and drinking up we soup, and you can't even get a cup of clean water to drink in this country. You living in blackouts morning, noon and night. Ashley Singh announced 3 more large-scale gold companies to come. And if you think Omai is big, wait, watch and see when these 3 arrive. Uncle and Auntie, the 3 don't arrive, and we never hear another word back from Ashley Singh, Aubrey Norton, Kemra Dramjatan, President Ali or Barajagdeo. What deals signed with these 3 companies? God Almighty and them alone know. Those contracts are not on the website yet. Joshua, let them hear what I get in from these 3. Largest gold company on earth. Play it, yes. They're here. They're here already. You know, I want you to play back Malema for me just now. You play that man. Play him back.
Situation in South Africa where a white-owned capitalism or economic system has been exploiting our people, and our people have not been benefiting from the mineral resources in our country. We have a company called the London Mine, which is mining in a place called Marikana. In that mine, the mine has got everything, all the basic needs: water, electricity, roads. And just next to a mine is a township or a village where black people stay without water and electricity, without roads, without proper schools. Yet London Mine is taking their platinum and reinforcing and making London and Britain to be what it is. We cannot claim to be Africans, yet we have nothing to show as a proof that indeed we are Africans. For because we do not even have title deeds to prove that we are the owners of the land, we have nothing to show. When you go into mines, it's multinational companies. When you go into banks, it's multinational companies. When you go into monopoly industries, it's multinational companies. We cannot even own and protect our own agricultural sector with our fertile land in Africa. Because Europe and the entire developed countries use Africa and South Africa as a dumping site. Every lower grade food get to be dumped in our countries, undermining our own agriculture. When we say those things, we are called communist, we are called anarchist, we are called radicals, because we must continue to bow before a white supremacist. We're refusing that.
That is exactly what these misfits for leaders creating in Guyana. When Ashni Singh can say, if you think Omai is big, wait and see who come in. Man, we Guyanese will be cooks. And they will be peeping through windows to see how these people eating on our dining table, our food, throwing the ravelings at our workers. He had told us about multiplying benefits that these 3 large-scale mining companies will bring to Guyana. Yes. Adam, you want to hear him? I think I asked for the tape. Could you play him? Play him.
You know how significant Omai was. Contemplate for a moment 3 large-scale developments, each of which is larger than Omai. Consider for a moment that each one of these will probably be employing more than 1,000 Guyanese persons. Consider the food and other supplies that they will need, the transport services, the construction services, the equipment supply and maintenance services, and all of the multiplier benefits that 3 large-scale gold mining operations will generate in Guyana.
Oh, Adam. I think I'm going to take a long vacation until the Guyanese people wake up. I am not getting tired, but I'm getting sick how stupid, clumsy, and dumb some people are in this country to allow these misfits, you have parading themselves as leaders, to do to Ayo. I need a vacation. What else do you guys need to hear? What else do you need to see to do something about what is happening to your present and that of your future? I don't know. I really, really don't know. Julius Malema said the wealth of South Africa is going to build the cities in England and Europe. We wealth going to build the cities in China, Europe, America, Canada, India, Russia, Australia, plus England. You name the countries. They're here in Guyana secretly and silently building cities for them. And we can't even patch the roads they're destroying or fix the mud dams our children has to walk on to go to school. In the richest country on earth today. Fight for your all rights, people. From the Essequibo, Demerara, Bobbies, down to every village in the Cayuni, Mazaruni, and other districts, including Matthews Ridge, Madhya, and so on. fight. If they can't fix it so that you can get your rightful benefits and shares, then you have all right to run them out. If they can't give you a decent livelihood with your own wealth, then I know what have to be done with the dining table. You heard it just now from Malema. Glenn don't have to repeat it. Like Julius Malema said, we are not fighting against you, the multinationals. We are not fighting you, ExxonMobil. We are fighting to eat at the dinner table so that we can sit and eat the food that belongs to us, the food that God Almighty blessed every Guyanese with, and not the crumbs you are throwing at us. I don't want any money. I want you people to print some jerseys along with some stickers and send them to me so that I can share them out to the Guyanese people, so we can show these multinationals, all of them, in every field in our country. We need to show them that these contracts must be changed. We must be protected. We must get our rightful share. Any volunteers? Call me, let me know. Y'all can give these misfits the PPP and the PNC money to print red and green jerseys. Don't tell me y'all can't print some that says protect Guyana from an oil spill. Or change all the multinational contracts so that our brothers and sisters can change their lifestyles, so that they can eat a meal when the day comes and send their children with lunch rather than an empty lunch kit to school. Please, I am begging. I don't like to beg. I never beg. If I had extra money, I would have done it myself, like I did so many times in the past. People need to eat. We have more than enough. We are the richest country on earth today, uncle, per capita, per person, as I speak. Why more than half of our population can't send them children to school with lunch? With lunch. Even little biscuits inside a plastic bag. Why? Tell me, auntie. I went out and vote for these people today. I hope not. I hope not. I went to Ghana and I shared many stories with you already. One in which the revenue authority in Ghana seizing the taxis on the road if the taxi drivers' taxes are not up to date. Yep. Listen to this Ghanaian brother. What he or how he puts it. Play him for me, please.
West Africa, which is made up of 16 countries, and all of these countries today are in the embrace of neo-colonial exploitation and oppression. And it's one of the richest regions in the world. You find everything in West Africa. And in spite of all of these riches, many of our people cannot afford a meal a day. Many of our people have no access to education. They have no access to housing. They have no access to health care. How come that we are so poor in the midst of so much riches? Because we no longer own our resources, and our resources are not exploited for the benefit of our people.
Need to play back that thing. Play it back, let them hear him.
West Africa, which is made up of 16 countries, and all of these countries today are in the embrace of neo-colonial exploitation and oppression. And it's one of the richest regions in the world. You find everything in West Africa. And in spite of all of these riches, many of our people cannot afford a meal a day. Many of our people have no access to education. They have no access to housing. They have no access to health care. How come that we are so poor in the midst of so much riches? Because we no longer own our resources, and our resources are not exploited for the benefit of our people.
Uncle, Auntie, I will give you word for word what a gentleman said here just now. Africans, we must do and demand better for ourselves. West Africa is made up of 16 countries, and all of these countries today are in the embrace of new colonial exploitation and oppression. It's one of the richest regions in the world. You find everything in West Africa. And in spite of all these riches, many of our people cannot afford a meal a day. Many of our people have no access to education. They have no access to housing. They have no access to health care. How come that we are so poor in the midst of so much riches? Because we no longer own our resources, and our resources are not exploited for the benefit of our people. Auntie and uncle, you sure is West Africa that man is only talking about here? The richest region in Africa with 16 countries can't afford a meal a day for the masses of the population there. No proper education, no proper housing, health care, and blackouts all over. How come? What has been happening in this country called Guyana for the last 30 years, Adam? Huh? The man said, Africans, we must do and demand better for ourselves. Oh, Adam, you really capture those words, what that man said? The man said, all those countries today are in the embrace of new colonial exploitation and oppression. You know what that means, uncle? Precisely. Exactly what ExxonMobil and all the foreign companies are doing to the Guyanese people in this country. Exploiting everything to benefit them and leaving us to eat the dust and the smoke of the engines that they're using to dig out every piece of our minerals, our timber, and now our oil. That's what the man means in layman terms or language, uncle. The richest in the region, and despite all of that, they can't give the people a proper meal. Look, Guyana is the richest, not in the region anymore, But the world today, and it's not Glenn Lall saying this, the financial institutions of the world has listed us as that. And Guyanese can't walk the road with a plastic bag, with bread and tennis roll in their hands and be safe with it. Yes, you can't walk with nothing in your hand, not even an umbrella, and be safe. How people hungry in this country. Wait. Is people living in this country? Is people living in this country with no brains or slaves? The foreigners importing water with our wealth for them to drink in we country. Them have 24-hour generator services at their disposal using our resources. Flying out in private jets to seek medical help with our resources if so needed. Paying for their children to receive top class or top of the line education in Guyana out of Guyana's, out of Guyana's oil money. Check the American school. Our wealth paying for their children to go to school there. Importing food and beverages of their likes to dine at their dinner tables, while many of our brothers and sisters are left to watch them with lele side them out as they eat and drink. And you know what, lele? Take a walk. Take a walk, uncle, at the highfalutin night spots and hotels. You would understand what I'm saying. How can this ever be allowed to continue without something being done to that dining table? I always remember, and live with this quote. And I am dedicating it to all the multinationals and all the politicians of this country, especially Barra Jagdeo. Our prime purpose in life is to help one another. And if you can't help them, then at least don't hurt them. And with that, I say God bless you guys. Namaste. I'm going to take a few phone calls. Adam, I am told one of the ministers went to Essequibo and went in front of the home with a mic and his entourage, where I went trying to intimidate the owner of the property, who accommodated me for a little get-together we had at his residence in Pomona. Oh boy. As he was talking, he didn't know that the owner of the house had a mic to respond to him. And after the minister finished with the ranting and the raving, the man responded to him and his party. The man ended up playing on his music system Jagdeo when he promised to renegotiate the contract. I am told as soon as the man started playing that, if you see how quick Ireland jump in their vehicle and get away. They don't like to hear the truth. Oh my gosh. Oh, I am tired. I'm going to take two calls.
I have one here. Good evening, caller. Hello?
Hello?
Hi, go ahead.
Good evening. This is the Glenn Lall Show.
Yes,
Yes. Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm great.
First,
How
I
you
just want to
keeping?
say that I appreciate the job that you're doing, but Mr. Lall, we're at the point now where I think talking is we passed the stage of talking with this government that we live with. We are past the stage of talking with the government that we're dealing with right now. These people, all they bent on is power. They have no interest about the country, the people of the country. And the people of the country are so hungry, they can't even think for themselves proper. They can't even think proper to understand and see what is going on. You know, just the other day we had 20 kids that died. Now we're not hearing anything about that. All we're hearing about local government and what they're going to do for us and what they're going to do for the city of Jarson and Lisbon and all these places. Things that they're supposed to be doing before. But all of a sudden they want to do these things. I really admire what you're doing, but I don't know what else. I don't know what else. The men of this country have to wake up.
My friend, unless we get out into the streets in the droves, it's only our feet and our mouth can bring about.
Mr. Glenn, the other day you walked from Mexico was still where? How much people was there supporting you? And this is the thing that is bothering me. What happened to the men of this country? What happened to the men of this country? They're not looking for a little handout. A little handout. That's all that they're not living for today. What happened for the kids for tomorrow?
They're not even getting the handouts.
Look how the executive there for Exxon Mobil is living.
Mm-hmm.
These people live in sumptuous and fat, and we still getting grants, a little grant here and there. The teachers them can't even buy a soft drink when they get paid proper. The nurses, the police them, they got to take in bribe all the while. And that's what we settling for. Oh my goodness. I don't know what else to say and what else to do. I admire Monday, Wednesday, every night they're talking about these issues, and people they just, I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else could be done.
The changes have to come from the ballot box, my friend. I hope you stain your finger today.
I saying it for the right cause. I saying it for the right cause. You can bet that. Anyway, you guys have a blessed night and continue the good work, man. But enough of the talking. There's serious action has to be taken.
Thank you.
Action is taken. You're going to have this cycle because them don't have no respect for nobody. They have zero respect for anyone. Right now, they feel that they're above the law. They're untouchable. They think they're bigger than Al Capone. They're untouchable.
I want to tell you
This
something.
is how they operate. With zero respect for anyone.
I want to tell you something.
You guys have a blessed night.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to tell that caller something. He's emphasizing on Jagdeo. Thinks that he's above the law. The opposition, my friend, is just as equal. They are just as equal to Jagdeo as to what is happening in this country. Jagdeo cannot do what he wants or how he feels. He is getting the blessings from the opposition. Their silence is just more than consent to what is happening, my friend. Their silence on everything. Look, the 5th project approved. Did they say anything? Nothing. Nothing, absolutely nothing. So let us put our mouth in the right place when we speak. This thing is not about the PPP alone. This thing about the PPP along with the opposition. They are all selling out this nation and all of us. So I want that to sink in your heads. Thank you.
Good evening, caller.
The Guyanese people need to understand this. This is not a one-man show or a one-party show. What's going on here?
Caller, good evening.
Hello.
Hi, good evening. You gotta lower your radio.
Yeah, good night.
Good night.
Margaret Ford on the radio there. Yes, good night, Mr. Glenn.
Good night.
Yeah. Right now, I lie down. I get a headache.
Take a painkiller.
why? You know why I get a headache? But no. What these people, me don't vote for nobody, You know why me vote for none of them? They're too lied. They're too deceitful. Them, whoever go and vote for them is a set of morons like them. You hear what let me tell you, Mr. Glenn?
I hear you.
Let me tell you something. You see what these people doing to these Armenian people here? And these Armenian people so stupid. They're so incompetent. I want to say that these Armenian people this is my home. I talked to my son just now. And my son told me, Daddy, this song racially going to talk. But this thing song upsetful. I want Mr. Jack, and Mr. Ali go back from where they come from and leave my country, leave my home. These people are corrupt. These people are making my home miserable. And me, Armenian people are not seeing. They're not hearing. They're so stupid. They are letting people, that is why they have to call Armenian people so stupid and so dotish. Because they are not standing up for their rights. These things get me so angry that the dorms at Borndong in Major, they have no system in place and they put in a young person to face their consequences. These people are evil. They are wicked. I can't describe how these, I want to use in decent language. I can't use it because, let me tell you something, Mr. Glenn. I'm so upset. I talked to Mr. Ray today on the road. I want to let these corrupt leaders, Mr. Ali and Jack Dio, go back. You go back where you come from. Go back to India and left my country. Why you still at that? You left me home. Why you come and advantage my country?
Can you hold a minute? Hold on a second.
Yeah.
You left out the PNC. What happened to them? Where them got to go?
All of them got to go back. Let them go back to Africa. Let them go back.
Well,
oh,
now
my God, you go back. You go back home and left me, Armenian people, wealth. You advantaging me, wealth in me home. Oh,
like
Jesus
guy.
Christ, buddy. How you could do me that? Are you advantaging me, Armenian? Are you coming me home, buddy? And are you supposed to managing me wealth? Are you say how we Armenian people stupid? Oh, Jesus Christ, buddy. Are you go back home and left me home?
Hold another minute there, man. Hold. You had Schumann. Schumann came out and said he's an Amerindian and he's representing the Amerindians.
Yes, Schumann and I go back. Schumann, but he, if I could see face to face, he would like I got to tell why you have to tell he and the Ministry of the Armenian Affairs. I want all my brothers and Armenian brothers to know you are so stupid. You got these. They never elect Armenian president there. You notice that it's only black and East Indian running president. What to we? This is my home. Why I can't run it myself? Why ExxonMobil you beat out and left me home, buddy? Why you pack up and roll out, buddy?
I hear you, brother. I can hear you.
I'm vexed till I can't, you know. ExxonMobil, what man, and you left me home. And you left me home, buddy. And you go home and left me fighting isle there. This is not Jackie Isle. This is not the African Isle. This is the Armenian people wealth, buddy. And you left me to go on. The Jackie Isle left me there, buddy. Don't manage me to give me everything as you feel like, buddy. Oh, Jesus Christ, buddy. And you left me fighting to go home, buddy. And you're covetous, and you're greedy, and you're selfish, buddy. Oh, buddy, oh. How are you treating me and bring your people like the man? And the doors bond up, and you bond up, I make sure in them, buddy. And you no protection for me, sharing them. And this is how you treating me. And you treating me like if we have, this is we home, buddy. Oh, buddy, this is we are bringing your people home, buddy. Oh, why you doing me like the body? Oh.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Man, that's a human. That's an Adam. I mean, the authorities, their body.
Thank you. Thank you.
I cry.
I hear you. I know.
Body. How them are treating Aboriginal people in this place, body.
I hear you, Papa.
We come here. We belong to here, body. How are you, Jack? You're giving away meetings like if they own it, buddy. They come here. They come here and meet them. They come here and meet we, buddy. Buddy. How them are going to do me, buddy?
I hear you, brother. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I hear him loud and clear. Good evening, sir. Good evening.
I have a few words to say tonight.
Go ahead.
Listening to your show makes my pressure go up, like many Guyanese. But the one thing I can tell you for sure, during the days of colonialism in Guyana, there was a white man named Duncan Sam. And he said that he traveled all over the world where he went to do sugar cane. But Guyana, he found to be the most stupidest people, is Guyanese. And up to today, you can see that. And no more we have to say, or no less I should say, with these people that are running this government. These guys, you know how they get that name scums? Let me tell you. The best part of these guys, these criminals, the best part of them fell off their legs, their father legs. I can tell you that much. And you know, with this what is going on and what you're preaching in this country, if people can't listen and people can't hear and pay attention, wake up, open their ears, the deaf ears, and the dumb mouth, and the blind eye. God, I tell you, Guyana is cursed forever. Look at who is running oil in Guyana. Look at who is running gold and diamond, like you say. I'm only repeating because I'm so hurt. These people got the rotten. I mean, they're rotten already. They're scumbags. What they say them a champion of earth, forget that thing about champion of earth. These people are scum of the earth. Best scum of the earth. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Have a good night. Oh. Wow.
Good evening, caller.
Hello?
Good evening. Please lower your radio for me, please.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Lall. Wonderful program.
Tonight's
program bring back a memory from childhood days. As a little boy growing up, I loved to be around elderly men, especially wake house and gathering and stuff. This old man was saying, that on this earth, every part of this earth you go, you'll find an Indian man, a Coolie man, and a Chinese man. Exactly what the man quoted. The man said, until Africa and India and unite, we can't get rid of the Europeans and North Americans. If these three nations, we are every corner of the world, and we decide, especially now is the time, Now is the time, no more than now, before they grab up this Caucasian.
Can you hold, please? Can you hold?
Sir.
The
Asians. Now is the time, and Guyana we have
one second for me, sir.
Now, the middle-aged population now is the chance. I thought the VP, he was a young president. The JJ, the outgoing female president, she appointed him. They say, okay, young blood in the thing. I was happy because my father, he was a strong activist in the PPP. I was not. I was in opposition to him. I always opposing him, never get along. From my youth days, high school days, tertiary education, whatever, until he died. You know, and this young generation, they have been fed with that. For my days, my father used to say, hey, African people bully this, that. The African would tell us, the Indians, so. So we had this thing going, and that's embedded. The generation now, they have to come out to that. That stadium is a distraction. When these people want to do the mischief, they start from Europe and North America, and that's the pattern, the trend in Guyana now. This economic hitman, this foreign policy from the top-notch, the aristocrats, they send the atopic hitman at this time here because they know we don't have a strong opposition. It was not. And I feel now is the time we need a strong third party. No, to hell with PPP and PNC. Come on. Right now, I'm trembling as I'm talking to you, Mr. Lall.
I hear you, brother.
I would like to know if after this program, I want to have a chat with you, and if you could publish it in the paper. So I know publishing in the paper it might be a cost, but I'm living in the countryside, in the quarantine as a cash crop farmer. And there's so many things I want to reveal, and everything that they say. And tonight's program is an identical thing. That's what my old man tells me is that India, Africa, united. If they unite, come on, man. China has started it. Come on, Africa is doing it. Guyana, we are part. We have the Indian man, the Kuli man, the black man right in there. Come on, Guyanese. Young people, don't make that stadium. That stadium is going to destroy. I was saying, look, listen to this, Mr. Lall. I say I want to have a chat with the Agri Minister. They say encouraging...
Not now.
Anyway, okay then.
No, thank you.
Anyway, wonderful program.
Thank you.
All right, we will give these guys a chance because the next...
Thank you. Let's go. Thank you. I just want to tell you something, that Indians and Africans, if they get together, we would make a better difference in the world. But the Asians, which is the Chinese, the Indians, and all the other races, have already awoken, and they have made several changes. You see where China and India is? Africa is waking up today. And that's what I'm trying to get Guyanese people to understand. That, hey, we need to open our eyes and get going with that. All right? Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, you're live.
I would like to, good evening to you and your panel, but I would like if you would permit that Mr. Adam Harris, if he can guide me on two questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
One, the name would be given when we are about to swear in a president and ministers of the government in a change of government. Mm-hmm. That I, name given, will bear true faith and allegiance to the people of Guyana. Mm-hmm. That's the first part. Mm-hmm. The second part is, and I will serve and protect and uphold the laws of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana.
Yes.
And then the document will be signed, the person will be fully sworn in to take the office to start execute the duties vested on them. After that, when we had the big rigmarole in 2020, we had the room 592 when a lot of stalwarts of this country appear on that program, telling the people whose feet will be held to the fire, etc., etc. And then after that, the Arctic School, the ground settle, we had another stalwart came with this, wake up and smell the coffee. And after the coffee, I don't know what happened now, but I know he's smelling something. Don't know what he's smelling now, but we are not getting to smell the coffee. And we are devoted to a change of all the system in this country. For those that is log on to Kaieteur Radio. So I don't know. I don't have the academic level to understand that if one takes the oath of office and swear, if that person is not under the oath, and if that person lied, what can be done? I know we don't have lawyers, like you rightly said, in this country who will take the cases. But
you ask a question there that I don't think me and Adam can answer.
Yes,
because you're answering the question you ask by yourself. Yeah. Today a gentleman asked me to why don't we take the government to court for not acting in the best interests of the people with this Marriott hotel. And I told him, I said, man, if you get me a lawyer or two lawyers to stop Jack Dale from selling, I shouldn't say sell, to huff out this Marriott, this money-making Marriott from our hands, I would willingly challenge him on that.
Yeah.
Right? But
I know.
But there are so many things, yes, we can challenge. We can challenge. And even when you talk about swearing to your name and your oath, oh, well, that's another story. But thank you for your
input. Before I leave, I want you to know, I am listening. There isn't one of your programs that I would miss. And some of your staff know me. You know me too. But I did something, and I had two placards in two of your protests, and that caused me to pay some prices. I'm not scared still. I am still here with you, and when you break down just now about that Matthews Ridge story, it brings tears to me too, sir. I am with you, and nothing will change me. Right?
Thank you so much.
Nothing will change me. I am in that fight with you, sir.
Thank you, brother.
But
Thanks.
1, 2, and 3, Mr. Ray Douglas, and the rest, a handful of us will not make the major difference. But what you're doing on this radio program, you're educating not only the Guyanese here, but wherever they're reached on this radio station. They're listening to you, and many of them will change their mind. The time is coming.
Thank you.
The time is coming.
Thank you. Have a good night. Thank you. Hey. You have one here?
Good evening, caller, yes.
Hi, good night. One of the things I would like...
You got to lower the volume of your radio.
Yes, one of the things I would like is that when they take in oath or making oath in this country, they must stop using this religious book when they make it taking oath. Because they give you the Bible to hold, they give you whoever they get to hold the Quran or whoever they give to hold to make this oath, and they swear to these religions that they will do this and they will do that. And when they're in power, they don't do nothing and what they're swearing to. So they should stop using this religious book because, as far as I'm concerned, the blaspheming against the Creator, which is God. Because if you hold in a godly book and you are swearing to the book that you will do this and you can do that, when you get in power, you do something far different. Don't use the religious book. Do something else to do your swearing, but don't use these religious books to do your swearing. Because they stand up to nothing to listen. So they should stop using these books and get them up for all these Bible and things to swear. Let us stop using that. Use some other thing from next to it. Don't use this. That is my content.
Thank you. Yes, good evening, sir.
Hi, good evening. I'm after to you. Why I'm calling, right? This financial guru, Mr. Jack Gill, he says he's doing a real-time business, not cake shop business. Right? And all over this country, the NDC, the guys that do the hard work, 30,000 a month, taking out NIS. And 10-day work people getting 40,000, they took NIS. And Jack Gill said he's running a real-time business.
I'm gonna touch on that. I have to touch on this 10-day or 20-day business with $40,000. I'm gonna talk about it maybe sometime in the week.
The
Well, we have to wake up the people, you know. We got to wake them up. All right? We'll wake them up. Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you had a couple of people here keep calling the phone.
Maybe we should try your.
No, I got a couple of them keep calling. I'm gonna try to return the calls. So, yes, good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Lall.
Yes, good evening.
I am going to stand my finger for nobody.
She said she didn't steal her finger for anybody.
Yeah, it was you, was okay, but nobody else. And I just want to take it light. Don't take nothing to heart.
I hear you. Thank you, my dear.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
They don't want it. They don't want it. I agree with you. Thank you. Thank you. She says she's not going to vote for nobody because she can't take it. You understand?
You on here?
Yeah, we are on here all the time. Yeah. Let me see. We are returning some of these calls quickly.
Good night, sir.
Can you hold a moment, please? Yes, go ahead. Take that one.
Good night. Hello?
Yeah, good night, Mr. Lall.
Yes, good night.
Yeah, once more. Only time I go vote is when you going up there, Mr. Lall.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Only when you going up, I go vote. I ain't voting for nobody else unless you going up, to be honest.
I hear you, brother. I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. But let's say we get them to change tomorrow morning. Yes, good evening. Good evening, friend.
Yeah, and good night. When you see you go on there now, the vote's done. And the people now they got no.
You're breaking up.
The voting done. And the people in the country now, they got no hope. The military police force, the low turnout. And tomorrow, low turnout. You have to look at that. Seriously, you have to look at that. And if you don't look at that, you are taking us for a ride just like that day when they have to.
I hear you.
Just relax your brain for now and just look among that go to the polls.
I hear you, brother.
And like I show you earlier, this is trade robbery.
Yes, I hear you.
Solemn swearing with Bible, Quran, and Gita. And thing now walk with this situation here. Nothing the truth go up.
I hear you, brother.
Just tell the Bible. And I'm going to tell you Quran. And the Gita, I'm going to teach that all. I'm not tell that one. Set the people behind different.
Thank you. You have any comment? Do you have any comment about what you would have heard tonight?
Yeah, that may tell you the sheer operated fear, favor, and ill will. And where is she? She dishonesty is the she dishonesty in second, and there's a push position here. You gotta get two people to the front.
Thank you.
Getting that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
take care.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Hello? Yes, good evening.
Hi, good evening, sir.
Yes,
You,
good evening.
Mr. Adams and Josh. After hearing tonight's program, I'm certain, based on what a lot of Guyanese would have been calling in to report, it is very sickening, to know that we are in this dilemma that we are in. And to know that Guyanese people to a fairly extent, they are educated. I wouldn't say that they cannot differentiate between wrong and right, evil and good. But what is keeping them from doing the right thing? I would want to. That is bothering me, and it is not a puzzle that you cannot solve. I know what is bothering. I know why that is so, because of this loyalty that Guyanese people have, right, for the two major parties, and this is what is causing this blunder to be going on for decades now. And until the people decide to move away from this party loyalty, only then we will have the right change in this country that this country so badly deserves. Now, I say that to say that only today I was looking at a documentary actually about Saudi Arabia and how these people are monitoring their oil operation.
Oh boy.
They have like a nerve center of this whole thing. Every inch that drill bit is advancing to that ground. Every drop of oil that comes out, these people know. I believe the people know the people in pulse rate who's operating these machines as well.
Exactly.
So much I think they know.
We carried that story, and we explained that story. The nerve center has the biggest television set ever seen. It's a huge complex with, man, you have to, did you see the screen? Did you really see the screen?
It's like a mall. It looks like a mall.
It's a mall. These people, those people can monitor the hand here on the workers out in the fields. Every drop of oil, like you said, the government of Saudi Arabia knows. That comes up.
Look what's happening here. Instead of our government taking the oil proceeds and trying to start, I mean, we don't have to get a big thing, like that at one time. But let us start somewhere. We don't even have a petroleum commission to begin with.
Oh my God.
Imagine that. We get,
oh gosh.
Who is the petroleum commission?
Don't even go there.
Petroleum commission is one man. Is the one man. He knows everything.
Jagdeo.
He's like the alpha and the omega.
Yes. Don't even go there. Oh my God. You opening a can of an ant's nest in my head here. Oh my gosh. You don't even want to. I don't even want to even dream to tell Guyana what this administration and the opposition is silent about with what's going on out there. I try every program to bring over the most important things. Say, listen, they're not checking the expenses, they're not doing this, they're not doing it. Monitoring of the aisle, we know nothing what's going on out there. Absolutely nothing. Hold on. If they go away with, if they pump double what they're pumping there, and they carry it out, Guyana doesn't know.
Yeah, we don't know anything.
Nothing whatsoever. Nothing whatsoever.
A woman at the corner of the street knows how much sugar cake and how much bara and pulaurie she's selling. She keeps track of those things. And we have this vast God-given wealth. And we don't even know anything about anything what's happening.
You know,
how long can we take this thing?
You know, when Jagdev told my reporter, when he asked, who is monitoring these gold, diamond, and bauxite companies in the back dam? When he said he never got time for the axe Vikram Bharat, you don't want to know what was going through my mind when the man said those words. You know, like I could not believe my ear that this is what I am hearing from Bharat Jagdeo, the ex-president of this country for 10 years, still sitting at the vice president there, telling this nation, okay, that the only thing this country depend on is to monitor them gold people that they bring in this country and make sure that we get the rightful share. The man say he ain't got time with that.
You see, that is to show that these people are selling us. They are the middleman. They are the middleman, and we are on one end, and the foreign people coming on the other side, and they are the middleman. They conducting the business. This thing is just to me like how I would read in the books that how the slave trade went on. during the slave trade in Africa, you
Mm-hmm.
had the very African people who sell their brothers and sisters into slavery.
Yes, house slaves you call them.
Yeah.
They're the house slaves, yeah.
And so this government and the previous government, they are the middlemen, and they are acting just like this. So that's why you rightly said that the man said he no care or he no concern, right? And that should wake up people to understand who these people are, because these are the very people who would rant and they know how to use it very effectively when they hand in tiger mouth. Oh, and we will be accountable, and we gonna be transparent, and we gonna be this and we gonna be that. And when they get into there and the dust settles, that's it. Your whole land. You know that word, land?
Yes,
You
yes.
don't get back anything. Yeah, nothing you don't hear back from them. And you have been the only constant, and you said the word ants just now, you have been the ant to their side. And that is why you're creating a lot of stir, right? And that's why you can't get a proper full report or a one-on-one with him, because he knows you're going to be asking the relevant questions. All he knows to talk about is to speak on something that will distract the public's attention. And this is how they will play the game. There's a lot of dark psychology involved in this.
I have decided, as you talk about that, I have decided to pay Aubrey Norton. I'm going to pay Kemrad Ramjatan, Bara Jagdev and President Ali to come on this radio for 1 hour. Yesterday, I'm told he sit down with that clown. I don't even want to call his name, right? Them a find time for sit down with clowns. I'm going to throw this out to the public. I am willing to pay them $500,000 to come sit down with me 1 hour on the radio program. Can anybody get them to come?
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair deal.
That's just an hour. And I'm sure if I ask people in the streets to give me money, they're going to give me. If they want more, we can get more to pay them to come here.
Sure.
Right?
It's sickening. And one thing I'm very much concerned about is that I think the nation's business should not be conducted at Freedom House. That thing should be stopped ASAP.
Well,
What do you think about that?
I have been watching it for the last 8-10 weeks. Every week, Jagdev holding press conference at Freedom House. He have a reason why.
I know, because he would tell you, oh, we're not discussing oil, we're talking party.
He have a reason why. He don't want Glenn Lall. He won't want Glenn Lall at Freedom House.
Okay. Well, it's Guyanese people. I would expect that they are learning, but they need to comprehend, not just only hear these things and let it pass out. These are very vital, important things for every one of us. Look at that Amerindian brother that called from wherever he's
I
calling
heard
from,
him.
the interior.
I heard him.
Yeah. That is sickening, to know that this is happening. And where are these bigwig politicians like the man, Mr. Schumann?
Exactly.
Where
That's
is Mr.
why.
Schumann?
That's why I reminded him what happened to Schumann. Who they vote for? Where is he? I haven't seen Schumann since the election until now. I don't know if he's around or if he lives in Guyana.
I think I lost heard from him when it was his time to, when his period in the parliament had come to an end. And after that, I don't know if he slipped below the radar. I don't know.
I don't know, brother. I don't know. Joshua is showing me the time.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it was a very interesting program, and like you always do, please keep it up. And
Thank you.
be the ant to the elephant.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. With that, I say namaste to all you beautiful people. Hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. See you Wednesday.
Kaieteur Radio.
Covering Guyana from coast to coast.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Purvis 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.